minutes we should get the Supreme Court order on the compensatory tariff, right? It's a complicated matter. Let me simplify it in about a minute and a half or so. So this relates to, if you can have the graphics up, both this. So to begin with, FX2 companies, which is Tata Power and Adani Power. So both these companies had made fixed priced tariff bids, right? Which is the fact that you give us these projects, which is Mundra. I mean, both the plants basically are situated in Mundra, next to each other, basically across the road. Right? Both these power plants were expected to get coal from Indonesia. In case of Tata Power, it was expected to come from Bumi mine, and Adani also tied up for coal from a coal mine in Indonesia. The coal would have come to the Mundra port, and it would have come to both these companies, right? And they had said that we will get this coal, you give us the project, and we will the tariff will be same every year. It will not change. It's a fixed tariff sort of bid which they made. What happened is that Indonesia changed laws. They said that you cannot sell coal below a certain cost, right? As a result of that, projects became unviable. Both the projects for both these companies became unviable. Both companies went to CERC, which is the regulator, and said, well, projects are unviable. You need to give us, you need to compensate us for the difference between the coal cost that was part of our calculation and the actual landed cost of coal. You give us that. They also actually, so the power project started working. The plants were working at a slightly lower efficiency. Companies demanded compensation on account of that also. CERC awarded compensation to both the companies. Said, okay, we're gonna make good the difference between the coal costs. The companies, the companies went to the appellate tribunal, which is, I mean, essentially the higher body. The appellate body rejected the claims. They on account of efficiency, right? So one portion, there were two demands for compensation. One was the coal cost difference. The other was efficiency. The appellate tribunal said, okay, we can give the compensation on this regard in one matter, but the other, which is the efficiency bit, we will not. It is essentially it was in your control to maintain a certain level of efficiency. You have not. There's no sense in giving you that. The companies then went to the Supreme Court, right? And the Supreme Court judgment on the matter is today. In that regard. Now, both the companies, Adani and Tata Power, will be affected. Adani essentially has been doing a bit, its accounting in its books has been a bit more aggressive. It actually has been showing the compensation in its accounts, I mean, as revenues, right? So it's already actually showing it, although it's not receiving it yet. Tata Power essentially has been a little more conservative. It has not been showing that. So, but it's an important judgment, and I think
but does it set a precedent? Meaningful. Does it set a precedent?
Oh, absolutely. It sets a precedent. It sets a precedent. I mean, there are various implications, right? I mean, if the Supreme Court, I mean, allows compensatory tariff, both on account of the coal cost difference and the efficiency-related aspects as well, there are implications with regard to contract law. How contracts will be enforced in future. The state electricity boards can go they have contractual agreements with various parties which are unfavorable to, which were signed a few years back and unfavorable to them. So to give you an example, they could go back and say that, well, this doesn't suit us. We need to rework the. So absolutely, I mean, not only the sector, but overall there are implications as well for I mean, contract law. I mean, how contracts are sort of adhered to.
Okay, so